Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple pair of earrings. For this particular pair of earrings, I'm actually using this, I believe it's a 12 millimeter faceted glass bead, and then I think this is a 6 millimeter, and it is also faceted, and it is a natural mother of pearl. I'm going to be using one of these rondelle crystals. I've got a head pin. That's the one that's flat on the bottom. And then I'm going to use some little tiny seed beads. I'm going to need 2 of those, and then an ear wire. Most of the time when you're making a pair of earrings, it's the same technique as any other earrings. There's a little variation on some styles, but for the most part, you have a stick, you have beads, and you have an ear wire. And depending on what beads you're using will determine what they look like. These beads these earrings that I made, I use the same technique as I'm going to be using with these. Now I'm just going to set these aside for reference. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my head pin and I'm going to put a little tiny seed bead at the bottom. This serves 2 purposes. One purpose is it finishes off the piece very nicely, but also sometimes your beads may have really big holes and you don't want the beads falling off the bottom there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the big bead on there. And then this is a spacer bead. If you look at these, they have little tiny, what we call daisy spacers. And this is just a crystal rondelle. And then I'm going to put the mother of pearl on top, and it just kind of sinks in there. See, they're basically the same style. I've just used different beads. Now I want to end with another little tiny seed bead at the very top. See how it finishes it off nicely? So the next thing you're going to do, this is when you need your pliers. You're going to need flat nose, some wire cutters, and some round nose pliers. And I just take my flat nose pliers and I'm going to bend the wire at about a 90-degree-ish. And then I use my finger as a reference, and I'm going to clip the wire. But you want to make sure you hang on to it, because if you don't, this could go flying across the room, and you don't want that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the round nose pliers. And you can use flat nose if you don't have round nose pliers, but you won't have the nice little loop that the round nose pliers makes. So that's why I like to use the round nose pliers. Anyway, you just curl a loop. And then once you have that loop, you're going to open it up so you can put the ear wire on there. And you always open things to an angle. And then you close it up. You want to make sure that you don't have a gap in between the loop there where it's supposed to close up. You can take your flat nose pliers and just kind of squeeze it, or even take your round nose pliers and kind of rock it in there. But basically, this is what we have. A very simple pair of earrings. Thanks for joining me today, and y'all have a fantastically wonderful day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, signing out for now. Bye-bye.